Imagine for a second that you're out on a blind date. When you initially said yes to this date, you had no idea what your date would look like, how they would talk, or even what their interests are. All you know is what your mutual friend has told you about this person. When you first enter the restaurant where you agreed to meet, you struggle to even find your date, and your stress levels have gone through the roof. After awkwardly introducing yourself to someone who isn't your date, you finally do find the right person, and you sit down at a table. 5 minutes have gone by, and hardly a word has been said, and you now realize you've made a huge mistake. This is what it can feel like attending a club as a new member. Perhaps you're only aware of this club because a professor has previously mentioned it to you. So you go into the first club meeting blind and a little bit nervous because you haven't actually spoken with a club member. All you know is the name of the club and that you know absolutely nobody there. This situation can easily put a bad taste in someone's mouth, potentially leaving them even less enthusiastic about joining a club than they were before. While this blind method of joining a club may work for some people, it does not work for everybody, especially those who are more withdrawn socially and often experience anxiety in situations with new people. Unfortunately for many MSU students, the blind method is the only way to join a club, as current MSU tactics seem to be very lean and don't involve any face-to-face interaction with club members. The most prolific means of gathering information on student clubs is through email. As a frequent recipient of these emails, I can tell you that they're not very engaging and they're not very fun to read. Whenever I do decide to actually glance at one, I instantly get that gut feeling that I used to get when I was a kid when my mother would tell me to do something. I've talked to so many people about these emails, and everyone has just said they blocked them because they're just annoying. But the annual festival known as Catapalooza, however, seems to be a much more intuitive approach to increasing student involvement. During the course of my research, I read a study on career fairs, and it showed a clear link between the likelihood of post-graduation employment and attendance at career fairs. And many of the employers in attendance at the studied career fairs have cited student interaction as the most important part of that career fair, actually being able to talk face to face with somebody and kind of get a feel for the person. So this philosophy can easily be applied here at MSU, seeing as we already use the tactic of club fairs, we just only do it once a year. My idea is just simply to add more club fairs. Now, of course, they won't all be as large or as grand as Catapalooza, but they can still facilitate interaction between students and club members. These could easily be held in multiple locations around campus, such as the Strand Union Building or the Fieldhouse. Just like at Catapalooza, students who attend a club fair will have the opportunity to socialize with the members in a casual environment, and they can really get a feel for what type of club is going to suit them best. And not only would non-involved students benefit from this by having a means to interact with their peers, but the student clubs in attendance would also benefit from increased membership, which might lead to increased funding and better opportunities for their members in the future. Now, imagine how much better your blind date would be if you could actually talk to the person beforehand. Probably wouldn't be so awkward, right? So rather than showing up to your first club meeting nervous and all alone, you could have the chance to talk directly with club members and walk in feeling confident and knowing people who are already present in the club. This seems like a much better approach than what I call the blind date.